Well. Looks like you got yourself a James 22 bike. That's awesome. My name is Jacob. My wife Claire and I are the founders of James 22, and here we are giving you a video that may help you put it together. It's not terribly hard to do, but there are some things that I might be able to show you to save you a bit of time. So this is some unpacking that we're doing here. You've probably opened a box before, very similar to those boxes, possibly a little bigger. You're gonna come across a number of like zip ties that you'll need to cut with maybe scissors or a razor blade of sorts. So just be careful when you're doing that, and be careful with your hands on the bike. These are some fenders that come with your bike. I rarely put them on bikes. I don't put them on my own. I don't ride in the rain really. I don't know. I like the look without them. This is your charger. 2 pieces, 1 block and 1 electrical cord. That's the electrical cord, goes into an outlet and then into the block, and then the block goes into your bike. And we'll show you where here in a bit. That other thing there is a seat. Makes the ride a lot nicer when you install that. And then you've got a handful of things in this other box that we'll kind of see along the way. So I find the easiest way to get into this box is just to start tearing down the sides a bit. You don't have to get them all the way, but just, 2/3 or so on each side. And then when you lean the bike over with the wheel side up, you can then just kind of pull that top part off, and now you have a bit of a workspace. There's quite a bit of styrofoam and little things to kind of unwrap on here, so lucky you get to watch me do it and then do it yourself. I guess I just take for granted that you're watching this video because you bought a James 22 bike, or maybe even lucky enough to have someone give one to you. That'd be cool. But maybe you're that person that just watches videos of dudes putting together bikes. And if that's who you are, thank you for choosing mine. So on this wheel, there's a couple pieces of plastic on each side. One that covers the brake disc there. Give that a whiz across the room. And then a smaller version, its little buddy. Send that flying as well. Set your wheel aside. And back to removing styrofoam. Whee! If there are any questions you have during your assembly, feel free to reach out to us on our website, james-22.com. That email goes directly to me. There's a phone number on there as well. That goes to me too. So give a call, give an email if you have any concerns or questions. Or if you just want to say, hey man, this bike is awesome, thank you. Another good way to do that is leave us a review. Those are super meaningful for businesses like ours. So if you like your bike, 5-star it, man. It'd be much appreciated. If you like your styrofoam, you may be able to find a place to review the styrofoam too. All right, I think that is all. Now at the end of these, the forks there, is a little piece of plastic that comes off so that your wheel will fit in there. And also down there where your brakes are, there's a little piece of plastic protecting that for shipping as well. Take that out, it should just slide right out pretty easily. Boop, and send that across the room. Now it's time to put on the second wheel. It's a big day for you. I'm excited. I'll tell you, I'm gonna break a little secret to you. We're really good at making cool bikes, but we're not great at editing video. So this it may drag a bit. Sorry about that. All right, so your goal here is to put the wheel right in the middle. Make sure the disc side is with the brake, and it'll line up right with a little slot there. And those 2 little hooks will hook around the bolts on each side. And then you're gonna screw it into place. Make sure there is that little spirally thing on each side before you do it. Get it nice and tight so that your wheel doesn't fall off when you're riding. This little handy tool comes in every box. That's free with your bike. It's got a whole bunch of different things that it does. Way more than you actually need for the bike, but you know, you can keep it and build homes with it or do whatever you need to do. So here you're going to want to unscrew the little attachment for your handlebars. I'll tell you, while that tool is really handy, you may have a set of Allen wrenches that you use at home or wherever you are building this that you're just more comfortable with. I know I do. I'm doing this with the tool that's provided, but here at the warehouse, when I'm assembling bikes for speed, I use my own stuff. So feel free to. They're the same. I don't know why I switched to using my fingers here to unscrew it. That wasn't smart. Use the tool. I think that's been a full minute plus of me unscrewing that. I'm pretty sure you can do it faster. Send me an email. Tell me how badly you beat me in a race to unscrew that. All right, so now we're gonna see that little BMW looking sign there on the front. That's the middle of it. So you're gonna wanna line that up and put back the thing you just unscrewed, reverse that screw and screw it back in. That thing will help you align your handlebars. Now, personally, I like that thing to kind of be near the bottom when I see it. That's where I like my handlebars to sit. Everybody's different though. So, you know, just know you can always adjust the handlebars to be a little lower, a little higher, a little more forward, a little further back. But that little thing will make sure they're centered. All right, tighten it up. Again, a professional would probably speed through this through technology. I'm not that guy. Fascinating. All right, you'll see some little wires coming off there. They each have different colors, and every now and then you'll see a red to a red, orange to an orange, because sometimes they get undone during shipping. Most of them don't, but sometimes they do. If you ever see that, just plug red into red, orange to orange. Here we're going to be doing green into green, blue into blue. But first we need to attach your display, which came in that little box. Guess what I'm doing here? I'm unscrewing stuff again. Now you're going to clip this, you're going to kind of straddle where you put those handlebars on, and you'll kind of clip it right over them and then screw it back in. You have the wire side facing away from the bike, or else your display will be upside down. Just like that. Now careful with them, they are plastic. If you pull too hard, you can break something. I'm going to show you how not to do it first, trying to guess where the hole is. Like, oh, it's got to be there, it's got to be there, and guess what I do? Oh, hey, tip it over and you can see it, but then I also drop the screw. Let's try that again. Wouldn't want to leave that take out. Make me look a little better now, would we? There you are, tilt it up. It'll make it a lot easier. I dropped the screw again. Wow. There we go. Now you don't want to tighten these too tight, because you still need that display to kind of pivot back towards the driver facing. Slightly, boom, there you are. Perfect position. If you want to tighten it a little more, you can. You don't really have to. It'll stay in place. Sometimes it's nice to have it able to move a little bit for wherever the sun is, and it may reflect in a weird way. All right, so green to green here. Make sure the arrows, or maybe that was blue to blue. The arrows are matching. You don't want to bend any of the little pins that are inside of this. It has to go in the exact way of arrow to arrow, and everything needs to line up. There you are. And each bike comes with a good amount of this little wire coil wrap stuff. You should always have plenty of that to tidy up the wires there. If for some reason you need a little more, I think that stuff is like $1 for 10 yards of it on Amazon. Boom. Now, a video of me taking off plastic from a handlebar. I think you could be like my grandma. She used to have plastic on her couch. Never took it off. I guess you could apply that same logic to a handlebar there. But if you want to take it off, that's what it looks like when you take it off. There's that little reflector there. It's not in the right spot. You can move it up and tighten it back. I actually typically take it off because you have 2 lights on the front of the bike anyways. I think it just kind of gets in the way of things. There's your keys there. Hang on to those. You will need them at some point. There's that one of the lights I was talking about. At the bottom of it, there's a little bitty screw, little tiny screw that you need to unscrew. There it is, just so tiny you can't even see it. In your box, there's a little nose cone light cover. One side will kind of clip in at the top first, and it'll fall into place where you can then screw that back in. And there you go. Maybe. Okay, finally, guy. All right, all the little things on your handlebar, like your display, the little buttons for your display, your horn, your lights, your gears there, your brakes, they're all adjustable. And that, and kind of like before, it kind of depends on the user. I like to do, what I'm doing here is I move the gear shifter over about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I have some kind of wider hands, and it's just more comfortable for me to have my thumb and finger to be able to do it from about 1 inch over there. So you kind of hold it in place, kind of get a good feel of where you want it for your hand, and then tighten it back up. And again, you can do that with any of this stuff that's up there. Your handy little wrench. You're almost there. Boom, just like that. What are we missing here? How about some pedals? That was in your box, carefully unpack. On the bottom of these, they have a letter R and a letter L. So first we're going to do the R, which is the right side of the bike. Goes clockwise. You're going to do it a little bit like that, and you kind of have to pinch the inside to tighten it a bit. Your tool will actually do that for you as well. Tighten that inside just a bit. You don't have to go too tight on it. While pedaling, it'll actually tighten a bit on its own. And L on the other side, which I won't bore you with too much because the bike is blocking me anyways. I think we cut here to put a seat on that thing. I'm not riding without a seat. So you open that up and slide your seat in and put it as high or low as you want. Make sure that's tight at the end and that your seat is facing exactly forward for a comfortable ride. Now, grab those keys that you had. We're going to show you where the battery is. We are almost done with this, man. It's right in here. Old man getting Indian style on the ground there. Your battery is right in there. At the top of the battery, there is a screw. And just make sure that screw is really tight. There you go, so it won't rattle. And then at the base of that, just go ahead and lock that back up. This is where you plug your bike in. And that is an assembled bicycle from James 22. Awesome. Like I said, hit us on the website if you have any questions, james-22.com.